I know what you're thinking, okay? It's Tanner, what is wrong with you? And to be honest, I don't know. I could be on the spectrum a little bit, but I don't know. You guys can already tell by the thumbnail. I got another Subaru. Specifically, I bought another STI. This is a 2015 STI Limited. A whole bunch of goodies on it, man. It was a deal I couldn't pass up. I bought this car for $14,000. Someone was moving to California. They just needed to get rid of the car. It wouldn't pass smog, so obviously I'm not gonna say no to a good deal on a Subaru, man. We got some work we gotta do to this thing today. I primarily bought this as another tuning practice car for 08 plus ECUs. The 04 to 06 and 07 ECUs respond and work a little bit differently than the 08 pluses do. So obviously I had to buy an 08 plus to practice with, right? I don't know if I'm just coping or if I'm just like making excuses, but I got another Subaru. 2015 STI Limited. It's got lots of goodies going on this thing. We got Fortunatos on here, Advan RG4s. We got an access port, oil pressure and oil temperature gauges going on in here. Brand new Type RA block is on this thing. Rear spats, it's got a whole lip kit on it, mud flaps, pair and wing stabilizers, JDM password little gurney flap going on up here. NVIDIA N1, it's got downpipe ETS front mount. It's got so much good stuff. APR canards, man. JDM grill. Oh, dude, like, come on. To be completely honest, I had absolutely no intentions of buying another Subaru, but when a deal is presented to me, I'm not gonna say no. Up here in the engine bay, we've got a Cobb SF intake, Cobb turbo inlet, stock turbo, ETS front mount intercooler. The PCV connections are a little funky. We're about to put an AOS on this thing to clean up and fix all of that. I don't know why all of that is like that, so we are going to be fixing that today. Secondary air pump, TGVs, all that's still in here, and we're going to keep all that in here. We have a set of fuel injectors. I want to say they're ID 1050s. We've got a set of we got a Perrin fuel pressure regulator, which I'm gonna call Jet because I don't see a fuel pressure gauge anywhere on that, so I don't know how they set fuel pressure. But let's get this thing pulled inside the shop. Let's get going on it. I need to get this car out and start tuning it a little bit because the tune on this thing is a little wonky right now. We will probably pressure test this thing to make sure it's a-okay, but let's get this thing in the shop. Boop. Dude, I always love it how the 2015s, they have a key. They have this, we have a iDoing radio we're gonna put in here to get rid of all that, but I love having a key. That is so annoying. Yeah, see, I gotta fix the tune on it a little bit. Does that weird jumpy stumble thing. In we go. I got another Subaru above me too. We got some goodies on the table we're gonna be throwing on. This is some stuff I've just had sitting around. I stock spark plugs, so obviously I wanna do spark plugs on this car. This is an AOS to clean up this PCV hose going across the engine and fix all of those weird JB welded PCV lines. We're gonna get that done. Cobb 20G, this will be set aside for later, but this is gonna be going on the car. I'll probably put this on next week. iDoing radio, yes, I did kidnap this out of blue. Don't worry, I've got a brand new one in box going in blue, so I'm not worried about that. I accidentally bought brand new floor mats when I was trying to buy OEM floor mats for the 06 STI, and I accidentally bought a set for a VA, so I do have some brand new carpet floor mats we'll put in this thing. I would like to get this thing up on the lift, but that's just not gonna happen. I got a client car up on the lift right now, so we're just gonna kind of, do we have an oil pan on this thing? Oh, we do, we got a Killer Bee oil pan. That's a bonus, we got a Killer Bee oil pan on it too. So, we need to add in, why is the trunk on the M3 open? We need to add in the AOS, we need to do spark plugs, just some basic maintenance on this thing, some basic mods, mainly to fix some of the stuff that has been untouched. And then I really want to give this thing a wash because it looks like it hasn't been washed in, I don't know, a very long time. My ADHD is kicking in. What do we have going on? What is this? I hope there's a, oh, there is a factory badge under that. I want this off. I had no intentions of buying this car, and then it all happened so fast. It was a blur. Yes, yes. There's more overlays on the back. I know he said there's overlays on here. I I like the factory taillight. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, big old piece. Oh no, not down there though. Come on, give us like the biggest. Oh, we were so close. I know people are gonna have mixed opinions, but this looks so much better than that. I don't care what you say. It looks so much better. Oh man, dude, this side came off way nicer. Look at that, dude. OEM taillights are the freaking move in these cars, and everybody who puts aftermarket taillights on, you're crazy. I don't think Subaru makes a badge high enough for me. I think I'm on my 60th. Goo gone. Now that we got the rear end looking a little bit better, I think we jump in here. So it kinda, I'm gonna put the hood in service mode. It kinda looks like a rat's nest in there, not gonna lie. We do have a Verus hood scoop block off that we're gonna put in this thing that came with the car, which is pretty sweet, but a lot of good stuff going on in here, you guys. So to give you guys a quick little breakdown, 2015 STI Limited, 160,000 miles. That's how I got this thing for $14,000. Relatively cheap, considering all in all. We got some Hot Boy Advan wheels, Fortunato 500 coilovers, which those only have, I think, like 2,000 miles on them too. Brand new ETS front mount in here. There's a lot of stuff that we're gonna be removing out of this engine bay to clean it up a little bit, especially with putting an AOS in here. It's gonna free up a lot of room. This cob intake, I'm probably just gonna lose that bracket for it. It just doesn't fit well. I think long-term, I'll probably end up putting an ETS intake on here and rescale, because the cob, when it comes to tuning, the cob intake is such an easy intake to tune. That intake MAF diameter is the same as factory, so MAF scaling doesn't really change too much. So I want something that's going to give me a little bit different of a MAF scaling, so when I go to tune this, the MAF reads different. That's also not a factory MAF sensor, is it? No, it is. It's got the Subaru logo on there. That's just weird that it's got the barcode and whatnot. Might have been replaced recently. Got off the phone with Jeff over at Perrin because this car has a fuel pressure regulator on it, but it's got no gauge. And I originally didn't see a port to add a gauge onto this. So I called Jeff over at Perrin. He said there's a port on the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator down here, which there is, I can feel it, a 1/8 MPT. So we'll have a 1/8 MPT 90 coming off to an Aeromotive fuel pressure gauge, so that way we can ensure that fuel pressure is set on this thing, because right now it looks like somebody just installed a fuel pressure gauge or fuel pressure regulator on here and then never set the fuel pressure, which is a big no-no. If you install a fuel pressure regulator on your car, you absolutely have to set fuel pressure. It will throw off your entire tune. So we can't make any tuning adjustments to this until we have fuel pressure set and known, because right now we don't know. We don't know what fuel pressure is. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and prep this thing so that way we can go tune it. Let's start out doing some spark plugs. We'll do kind of a POV throwback to spark plug change on this thing. We're gonna be using our good old trusty NGK Iridium 2309s. We're gonna need a ratchet, a small extension, a 16 millimeter, 12 millimeter, stubby 12 millimeter, I should specify, flathead, and that should get us through on the passenger side of the car, and then we'll jump over to the driver's side. We are gonna have to take out the battery on this. I do think we are going to put a new battery in it because that one looks like it's seen much better days. Kind of nice to see we got a Cobb turbo inlet on here too. I like that. And we got that Cobb turbo sitting on the back rack for this thing. Dude, so I've been driving this thing around. I forgot how much I enjoy these VA cars, or these VA chassis. Yeah, to be honest, I kind of been driving this a little bit more in the BMW right now, but that's all right. Sometimes it's nice to have options. So, snake my hand down here to our spark plugs. They feel a little crusty. This thing does have a new RA block in it. Looks like we have a coolant leak on the bottom of this 90 right down there, so we'll have to give that a little bit of attention. We have injectors in here. I believe they're 1050s. I'm not 100% certain on that, but pretty sure they're 1050s. God, dude, all of these coil pack connectors are always so brittle, man. Did it break? Yeah, that one broke. Love it. Old Subaru problems, man. See, normally that's how they're supposed to come out. Nice, not break off like that, but sometimes they do. It's not the end of the world if they do. I can fix it, but less than ideal. You know, it's just general service stuff. We just went through a lot of this stuff on the BMW, but it's like when you guys buy a car and you don't know what's all been done to it, just take the time to do this. Oh man, dude, oh my God, it's so hot back there. I should not have been driving this thing around. I should have, oh, God damn it. Here we go. Coil packs are out. They look decent for 160,000 miles. But we're pretty much gonna be jumping straight into tuning with this thing. So doing this is more than ideal. Probably could have got more life out of them, but not gonna hurt to change them out. Looks like it was running kind of lean. The whole tip of it's white. The back one's always a pain. Cylinder 3 and cylinder 5 are always, or cylinder 5. Cylinder 3 and cylinder 4 are always the two that are a pain. What's going on here, dude? That's like barely on. Does it have a 3-port on it? Might still have the stock boost controller. Which if it does, I want to put a 3-port on it. There we go. That spark plug just fell out way down there under the middle of the car. How do you look? Wet, very wet. Smells like fuel. The difference, so cylinder 3 looks wet. Cylinder 1 looks leaner. They both look lean, but this one just looks wet. Making my way downtown, I'm walking fast. I'm faces passing them on like doodle-it-doodle-it-doo. Coil packs can go back in now. I add a little bit of dielectric grease to these, if I have any. Oh, might be it right there. Dielectric grease. To be honest, this car just needs a new engine harness. If we ever do anything extensive to this and intake manifold and all that comes off, we'll put a new engine harness on it. Coil packs are back in. One of these broke. I would like to fix it. Before scrapping old harnesses, I pull off a lot of the connectors if they're still good. So on this one, we need to do just a housing swap. So right here, we've got orientation of green, black, red. Green, black, red. Okay, don't let me forget that. There it comes. It did not want to come out. Okay, so our orientation is with our connector facing the back of the car, green, black, red. Here we go. So it's in green, black, red, connector facing the back of the car, like that. There we go, green, black, red. So from the back of the car forward, green, black, red. Put our lock back in. Boom. Now we have our broken coil pack guy replaced with a new one. Spark plugs on this side are done. On this intake, this bracket obviously doesn't fit anymore with that ETS guy in there, I believe, unless it'll line up with a hole. I don't think it will. So if I put a riv nut in that hole, it'll line up. Right, so check this out. Since our intake doesn't really fit with this ETS front mount anymore, for the time being, so it's not all floppy-doo, we're gonna fix that. If you guys don't know what this is, it's called a riv nut or a nut cert. And you drill a hole and then you can install it, and then you have a threaded hole. So now that we have a threaded hole in our frame rail there, what I'm gonna do is take this, and this is an isolator grommet. We're gonna thread that in because the intake needed a gap because it did not sit right on the frame rail. So with that installed, where'd I put the intake? This intake setup, unfortunately. But now, so with it sitting on that stud there, that just fell on the heat shield. I really needed that nut. That was a good nut. And put this nut and this washer on here, tighten that down, and that'll actually keep our intake secure now. It's not gonna be hard mounted. It is on a rubber bushing, so you know I wouldn't expect it to not move at all, but it's at least bolted down. So spark plugs on this side are done. This side's gonna be a little bit more in depth. Battery has to come out. Charge pipe has to come out. What else? Secondary air pump has to come out. A lot of stuff over here has to come out to get down to those spark plugs down there. So there we go. go. Get out of here, battery. I'm resisting the urge to rip the engine out of this car and fix every worm gear that I see. Be free. There we go. What is going on over here? Look at this TGV, man. Dude, there's worm gears everywhere. Why? There we go. This coil pack, same thing, starting to delaminate on one of them. All right. Oh my God. It's just covered in anti-seize. I was gonna do the AOS next, but I think I'm gonna hold off until tomorrow. This morning and into the afternoon, I was working on this car up here. That was, if you guys remember this one, it had the engine stolen out of it. Also other crazy shit, dude. So that one should be done this weekend. Get that thing out of here. Get it back to his owner. Why did they bend that over? There's a tab here that's supposed to bolt to there and they like bent it. Why does it look like there's an Ethernet port in here? Next thing I want to fix, spark plugs are done, is whatever's going on over here. So there's a whole bunch of random zip ties here. And whoever rebuilt this engine, instead of unbolting this bracket and doing it the right way, completely just bent this tab. So I want to see if I'm able to unbend that, because it's supposed to bolt to right there. You know, it's like, why? Why bend it in the first place? I know it's kind of a pain in the ass to get this out from the intake manifold when you have to rebuild it, but you don't have to do all this. You know, it's just like the little stuff. Look at that. Oh no, it took me a whole minute to do that. Honestly, if I have a Cobb fuel stumble kit, I might actually just put that on. Let me go see, because I might. I've made the decision that we're just gonna get rid of this Perrin fuel pressure regulator setup, and I have half of a Cobb fuel stumble fix kit, and then my buddy has the other half. So we're just gonna put a fuel stumble fix kit on this car and do it that way. Because to be honest, I mean, this car it doesn't need a fuel pressure regulator. It'll be fine with the stumble fix kit, which the stumble fix kit, if you guys don't know from Cobb, is it's essentially just a GD fuel pressure regulator for the most part. And they sell it for so much money, man. It's insane. Like, I know capitalism, make money, do yada, 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 yada. But dude, they sell it for so freaking much. There we go. All right, so let's get this out of the way. If you look on the bottom of the regulator, it's got a port right there for fuel pressure. So we're gonna at least get the feed line on here. So the feed line's gonna go right here on that guy. And that's gonna go to the black. Black is feed, gray is return. So having, oh, okay, that's fine, just drip fuel everywhere. Having this fuel stumble fix kit just kind of minimizes the need. Like I said, it just doesn't need a hardcore fuel pressure regulator like what was on it. Just went to the auto parts store, grabbed us 6 quarts of this 530. It's just a Valvoline VR1 for an oil change on this, and then I grabbed us an Optima yellow top. So that way we had a reliable and dependable battery to put in this car versus the one that was super crusty that we just took out. So now we can have a reliable battery, because with tuning, I want a reliable battery, obviously. If I'm flashing the ECU and we have a bad battery and it runs low for any reason or it has any issue, we can brick the ECU, and that's the last thing I want. So let's get this thing jacked up a little bit. Let's get the old oil out. Let's get some fresh oil in. I want to jack it up. It's like a Fumoto valve or some shit. It is. Interesting. Okay. I guess we'll just let the Fumoto valve drain out. I don't love those, but for now it can stay on. Alright. Filter's off. We'll let it actually drain now. The Killer Bee pan, we should be right around 6 quarts. So we've already put 1 in, so we should just be this whole thing for the most part. Check. New battery. So it's the next day. I actually played car roulette, pushed out the red one, got the white one in, got it on the lift, because we're actually gonna be doing a little bit more things. I was gonna put that Cobb turbo on this car And then we started looking at it more. It came off of a blown up engine. So I was trying to flush it out and clean it out and whatnot. And then I looked back at the exhaust housing and I'm pretty sure this thing blew a coolant seal. I don't feel comfortable putting it on my car. We're just gonna run stock turbo for right now. So if you look in here in the coolant or in the exhaust housing, it's just filled with rust. The only way for water to get in here is through the center cartridge. So if it blows a coolant seal, it can push some coolant out through the backside of it. So I don't want to put this turbo on and then it have issues. Especially, I mean, it's a lot of work to swap out a turbo. So we're just not going to. So instead, we are going to put coil rad on the car, AOS, idling head unit, floor mats, and I think a boost controller. And we should be good at that point. We'll pressure test the system to make sure there's no vacuum leaks. If there are, we'll correctly accommodate those. So let's start by getting coolant drained out of this thing. Pop this guy out. Not too bad. Dude, yeah, this radiator's quite literally rotting, it seems like. Man, that one's for a Subaru. What do you need a Subaru one for? It doesn't matter what it's for. Oh, this just broke. Never mind, you can't have this. This one just broke. As I was pulling this out, the coolant line over here actually kind of broke off the radiator, as you guys can see there. Higher mileage Subarus, I would highly suggest replacing this. If you're above like 150K, you guys can see this main hose connection here was starting to rot too. It's just the plastic radiators, a lot of heat. They don't like it, and they're obviously gonna have issues, so. Probably a good thing we're putting the coil in. Come on. There it is. That guy can come off. Fan. And then this one can go in the garbage. Fan 1, and that's gonna go on this side. This one. All right, okay, there we go. There we go, okay. Woo, we're in. Radiator hose can go back on. Get our fans. That's kind of important. Low radiator hose on. Awesome, next step we gotta do, I got the pitch stop mount, the Group N1, the AOS. We got some other stuff. With our new coil in, we're gonna go ahead and start getting rid of a lot of this PCV crap because it is, it's honestly just a hot mess in here for however this was done by whoever had the car before us. So we are going to fix and redo essentially all of it. What is even happening? Like, this is all like JB welded together. Oh, it's because it broke apart, and instead of replacing the solenoid, they just JB welded it all. I'm gonna try to find a cob downpipe for this thing too, because I don't like that. I don't think I showed you guys on the bottom of the car. The downpipe has a giant exhaust cutout on it. It's just all worm gears too. I hate worm gears for this reason specifically. Get out of my life. Those are off. Now we have to worry about the actual PCV valve and whatnot back here. Are there worm gears down there? All right, throttle body's got to come off. I need more space to be able to get down to that PCV. I don't think people realize these worm gear clamps destroy the hoses too. Like, it's not that I just don't like worm gears because they're a pain to get out of the way and undo, but if you look, it literally eats into the hose. So if you don't have to use worm gears, you guys don't. All the old PCV stuff is out. That was honestly quite the mess. So the PCV connection that went on this side is out. Same with this valve cover is out. That one down there was a huge pain in the butt because of the worm gear that they put on there. We're missing the piece that goes here, so I'm pretty sure I have spares of that, so we'll put that in as well. They left the bracket on, which there's no need. It's got a front mount on here now, so that bracket came off. So now that we've got all of that kind of uncluttered, we need to fix it. So right here, we've got an IAG Street Series AOS. We're gonna be putting this on. We've got all of our hoses, all of our clamps, fittings, everything that we're gonna be needing to get this thing installed. IAG gives you these, and I don't know why. It's like a replacement for up here or something. I don't I don't quite know. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead, get this thing set up, get this installed in the car, and then we'll start doing all of our hoses. I know this looks kind of confusing. I've done a handful of DIY videos for you guys in the past on these. The longest hose you have, you can put either on this middle fitting or this top one. That's gonna go to a valve cover. These two lines are gonna look a little bit different. These are coolant lines. They're gonna go to the bottom two right here. This is your vent line. This is gonna go back to your intake manifold. That comes off of right here. You've got one other line that's gonna go off of here to the other valve cover, and then both of these will go to your turbo inlet. So, let's get the bracket put on this. I like to put the coolant lines on beforehand, so we'll get the coolant lines on. We're gonna have to relocate the engine harness in the car, but that's not an issue. So coolant lines on, bracket on, we'll relocate the harness, get this thing installed, and start getting all of our hoses ran. We grab our two coolant hoses, get those guys pushed on right there and right here. And then we'll get our bracket on. Dude, I still despise the IAG clamps that they provide you with these. I try not to use them whenever I can. You can kind of pick where the AOS sits. I'm gonna go probably about right there. Actually, no, we'll go back. We'll go back a little bit. We'll go right here. AOS set up, ready to go. This will mount in the car like that. So I'm gonna set this right here. Now, let's go relocate our engine harness. We're gonna need this bracket here, and we're gonna relocate it to the power steering spot. You'll see. That guy can come out. Slice the extra bit of the engine harness here. There's just some tape on it, just like that. Don't cut your harness, obviously, but a little bit of tape here that we just gotta free up, and that'll just give us some extra room with the harness like that. We take the bracket provided from IAG, slide it into the side. It's gonna lock in. Then with that tape undone, we can kind of maneuver this down here. This will bolt up right here where the power steering guy goes. Just both these coolant lines. Let me run all these lines and I'll kind of show you guys where I routed them all. So we have gone through here and fixed pretty much everything. We've got our AOS in. I removed a lot of crap out of here and I fixed a lot of little stuff. So I have, for the most part, worm gear clamped this car. There's a ton under the manifold, but you know, one day when we go to take the manifold off, we'll fix those. For the time being, this is fine. Accessible worm gear clamps are now gone. So I had to remove the evap right now because both of the evap solenoids, all of that steel stick that was on those was holding them together. Apparently they broke both of the nipples off and decided to steel stick them on there. So it's fine. It's just going to smell a little fuely. I've got to just kind of run it off to the side right now. Outside of that, AOS is hooked up. PCV system is corrected. There's no longer that rod that runs across here. These two breather lines on the top both go to the turbo inlet here. We've got that one that goes underneath of the throttle body to the manifold. We've got our breather to the main source, our oil return down there, coolant line, and then the two on each valve cover for the head. So engine bay in this thing has pretty much been sorted. We've got our new radiator, we got our AOS in, everything else cleaned up. So now, and our fuel pressure system is corrected too. We're gonna go ahead and jump to the interior. So we've got the iDoing that we're gonna be installing. I also grabbed this stuff from the 17 STI. I wanna put new ones in that car because this, I drilled a whole bunch of holes in it that don't necessarily need to be there anymore for the 17 STI. So I'd like to just kind of get this sorted properly, if that makes sense. Same with this thing. It's like all of these parts are just scuffed up, beat up, and old. And with the 17 STI, that car's my baby. I want it to look pristine. I don't want to put a whole bunch of scuffed up stuff back in it. So we're gonna use the scuffed up and kind of damaged parts for this one. It's a high mileage one. It'll accept these no problem. So the first thing we need to do is hop in the car, start removing all of this out of this thing. It's been a little while since I've torn apart a VA, but I think I still got the magic touch, you guys. I've made the executive decision that I am taking the RA steering wheel out of the 17 and putting it in this because that steering wheel sitting in that car molding. Well, it's got a little bit of mold on it, and I don't want mold on parts that I'm not using. So I am going to move it in here, and I'll put this steering wheel in blue. Blue's going full race car anyways at this point, so it's gonna have a Super Leggero or something like the RS has, where it has buttons on the steering wheel for shit. So the steering wheel's not even needed anymore in there. So why not repurpose it for our new and improved 2015s? There are some clips, and it's gonna suck to do on the 17 because it's gonna be in the dark having to do it out there with a whole bunch of shit in the car too. So not exactly looking forward to that. I should have moved that. So there's like these 3 clips to release the airbag in here, and they kick my ass every single time. I think I got that one. Yeah. Hi, baby. How are you? Oh my gosh, you're the freaking best. Are you okay? Oh, there we go. Sweet. Now that we've got that out of the way, we can go ahead and undo that center nut, because I need to put this steering wheel on the 17 when we take it off. So what all do we have electrically that's hooked up here? We've got this guy. Some of these go to the clock spring. Oh no, just this guy? I think it's just this guy. So to keep from destroying your clock spring, you guys, if the steering wheel hasn't been off in a long time, leave the stud on there, or leave the nut and try to work the steering wheel off like that. I have had instances where if you just yeet on it, the clock spring comes with it. So obviously we don't want that. Boom. Clock spring stays there. We can put this steering wheel, we'll probably hold off on putting this one into the 17 because we might need to transfer stuff off of that. So now we get to go fiddle with the 17 to get the steering wheel off that one. So that's gonna suck. It's gonna be dark, so I'm just gonna go over there and do it, and I'll be right back. We've got the RA wheel on the left here, the one for the 15 STI on the right. I don't know if these are actually interchangeable or not. The steering wheel controls on this side are different than on here, but functionality wise, they all look like they're the same. The pinouts, for the most part, look identical. So I want to assume that they're going to be the exact same. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna install this one. We'll plug it all in, see if it works. On this one, I do have the piano black JDM trim here. This one still has the factory silver trim, obviously leather wheel. It's worn like they all do, so might as well use the Alcantara wheel that I bought years ago. That's just been sitting. I mean, it's better than sitting in a car just left to rot when we're not even gonna be using this on the next setup of the car. So let's put this one in. Feed through. No, feed through. Feed through, thank you. First, I guess I should see if this even plugs in here. It plugs right in, so I'm gonna use this steering wheel. Feel pretty good about that. Not going anywhere. Like I said, it's better than this thing just rotting in the 17 STI, because it's not even getting used in the 17 STI again. Which a lot of people have been asking about that car. That car will be coming back soon, probably early January. We just got to finish the RS first, and with our new guy, I almost said his name, I almost gave it away. With our new guy starting on November 1st, it just doesn't make sense to, there we go. Look at that. That looks so much better, everyone. I'm curious to see if this is gonna work. Shut up, stop it.
Yes, also we're going to be doing a lot of concerts in schools, and we've already gone to like 4 schools and met a lot of orchestra.
These buttons make no sense. I feel like I should probably...
You guys, like even from like cars to showers.
I should probably swap that. I thought it would work if I kept these buttons on here and just swap the wheels, because the 17 one was slightly different. It was just different enough in the wiring that whenever I hit like volume up, it changes the radio station. Or if I hit volume down, it'll try to end a phone call. I thought I could get away with it. I was being lazy. That was my fault. I'll take this one apart real quick. Once we get the I-doing in here, it's gonna look so much better, man. That Type RA steering wheel honestly sets off the interior so nicely. Same with these little bits down here, replacing that little faux carbon with that stuff. Same with this, like the shifter surround, just makes it look so much better. I also swapped out the the upper bezel piece up there with the OEM leather one. So interior, super happy with this. Just want an eye doing in here, which that's gonna be super easy. So let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. Let's get the cooling system burped, and then that is probably where we're gonna leave it for this video, you guys. We're gonna let this thing come up to temp. Once it's at temp, we're gonna have to make some fueling adjustments. It's adding like 20% fuel, but on cold start, I don't wanna mess with it because it's gonna change the map scaling. So we'll do what we can, but let's get that cooling system burped. We'll kill it. Oh, yeah, that's hot. All right, so we'll go ahead and squeeze the hose a little bit. Stick our plunger in there. Pop that guy off. I emptied this earlier, so we need to... That was too much, but that's... You know what? Just put it all in there, I guess. It was a little too much, but that's all right. Wipe up any of this spilt milk up here. And we are good to go. So now we can start dialing this thing in on the MAF sensor to get it running right. So we've got, for the most part, everything fixed on this now. New battery, new PCB AOS in here. That's not even a PCB, but new AOS in here. In AOS, we don't even have one. Not too bad, not too shabby. We'll start playing with this thing a little bit here in the next couple of days. So good looking carve, nice head scoop delete and everything. All right, let me get the shop cleaned up, you guys. Let me get this STI pulled out. I need to get that red one back in here, the RS back in here. But this thing, for the most part, is ready for us to start using it as a practice tuning car. Did a couple nice little interior upgrades in here, fixed the engine stuff. So I would still like to give this thing a wash for the next couple of days, but it's raining, so it's kind of pointless right now. So that is where we're stopping on this one. We've got the RS pushed back in, this VA STI back in here. That white one is pretty sorted at this point. It needs a couple small things like brake rotors, brake pads, which I already have brake pads here for it. It came with the car. Outside of that, mechanically, it's pretty sorted. I am gonna swap that downpipe for a Cobb catted downpipe. I just have to find one. We're gonna install an AEM 340 in there and a 3-port boost controller, and we're gonna leave the car like that until we get very, very good at tuning on the 08 Plus ECU, because that's a pretty basic setup that a lot of people do. It's pretty much just FBO stock turbo, so that'll be a good practice point for us to be able to really get that car dialed in 110%. So I'm actually gonna go get some data logs and start doing a little bit of tuning adjustment on it. We're gonna go to the dyno on Monday with the 06 STI, practice boost control and ethanol tuning. Then probably next Friday, we're gonna go back again with the 15 STI and get that thing tuned on, I don't know, we'll pump gas and boost controller. I don't know. Well, it's stock turbo, so we'll probably end up around 18 to 20 pounds, somewhere in there. So with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. I'm sorry that it's been so long. It's been a week since I got a video out, but the client cars take priority right now. Matt starts on the 1st, so once he comes in, it'll be a lot easier for content and juggling customer cars and the builds and everything like that. So about a week more, so we'll push as many videos out as we can in the week, and then it's gonna go back to pretty much every other day upload. So with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you like the 15 STI, if you're excited for some VA content to come back that's EJ based, because we are going back to EG33 stuff here soon, go ahead and hit the like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver sign, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be able to put it in one of these corners, no idea which one quite yet, but with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.